Thanks, Karine. In the 15 million barrels of oil the president talked about today, it's when you put that in the context, Americans consume an average of nearly 20 million barrels of oil a day. So for the actual impact of this announcement, when could Americans actually expect to see results of this when they're filling up at the gas station?
So today's announcement is about responding to the effects of Putin's ongoing war. And that's why the president took this action, because it's still continuing. Putin's brutal war on Ukraine is still ongoing, as I just said. It completes the release of the 180 million barrels the president announced earlier this year. And as you heard from the president just now, he's directing the Department of Energy to be ready to release additional barrels of oil should conditions warrant it. And so we've seen the impacts. We've seen the impacts already. Again, and I just said this to Josh, we have seen independent analysts say that the work that this president has taken when it comes to this historic decision with the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, we have seen some of the effects. We have seen gas prices go down. So again, the president's going to do everything that he can to make sure that we make the lives of American families a little bit easier.
But you couldn't say a timeline of, by saying this today and happening in December, of when there's actually an impact for American consumers and pocketbooks, of when people might feel this.
So again, we are already seeing the impact on consumers, but what the president is saying is that the prices are already too high. And so we want to make sure that the supply out there meets the demand, and that is not what's happening.
And just one more, sorry, on restocking the reserve when it hits $70 a barrel, oil's trading at around $83 a barrel today. What makes the president confident you'll be able to buy back oil at that level?
So the release of the oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve was always meant to be a bridge, as you've heard us say many times, to greater supply. So make sure that we have that supply out there. The pace of releases for October and November tapered off just a bit. But again, we want to make sure that it matches, that the supply matches the demand. So we're not saying that we're trying to bring down the price down to $70. That's not what we're trying to say. You heard the president mention how it's an incentive is what he's trying to put forward. So what we're saying is that if it goes to $70, oil companies should know that the United States government will come into the market as a buyer. And so that will create more certainty for companies as they weigh increasing investment. We're giving them further incentive to increase production. Of course, we refrain the flexibility to replenish at any market price, but we wanted to clearly signal to producers that we will continue the market, to support the market in this price range.